Good evening, traders. This is Trader Tim from E-mini Mind. Today is Sunday, June 25th, 2017, and we're doing a market analysis for the week. This week, the live trading room will be on Thursday and not Tuesday, so you can check that out, eminimind.com/VIP. We'll be walking through the markets in real time, talking about setups, both with futures markets. We'll talk about some swing trading stock setups as well, and just kind of take the day as it comes. Jumping into the ES, you can see I've drawn the next 50% retracement, and we've pulled back, and the last 3 days have closed right at the 50, although we have dipped just below the 61.8. This dotted line here is the negative 23% target we've been sitting at for the last couple of weeks. So until we come down and break this swing low back here on the 9th of June, all things are still looking healthy for an upward trend. If we come over and take a look at the broader market, the four top line figures, as well as the volume, as soon as my profit charts load, here we go. Um, you can see that the S&P is kind of flattening out a little bit. The Dow is basically mimicking the S&P, although the last couple days have been a little bit more of a pullback versus the S&P's sideways price action. So the Dow looking probably the strongest out of the four. The Nasdaq, seeing that we've broken down with a little bit bigger pullback, is still kind of in that bear flag. Now we could essentially fail the bear flag and not break down and end up just drifting to the upside. But so far on this move up, we've seen declining volume, so keeping my eye on that. And then lastly, we have the Russell that's really been moving sideways and not doing a whole lot. One question I get a fair bit is, how do I know if I draw up a retracement and I don't get filled at my entry at the 50%, or if we come up and the market touches your price and doesn't fill you, do I draw up the next setup, or do I use that same anchor point and then draw down to the next, in this case, swing low? And the way I look at it is, if I draw up the next setup, and if I compare that entry, so in this case, from Friday, 24/30/63, rounding down to a 50, then if I draw up the larger full halfway back, 24/31/38, and then rounding down and adding a tick, you've got the 24/31s, and then down here you've got 24/30.25 if you round down and add a tick. And so even if you got in at the 30.25, your stop, your 6-tick stop, still encompasses that upper entry. And so it really, in those cases, it doesn't matter if you want to be more aggressive and take the next one. Even like this case, if it's dirty, if the market trades in a point or a point and a half, you're still in the trade. And so by looking at the larger halfway back, you can round down and add a tick and place your order up at that one, or you can be more aggressive and take the next short. And so it just kind of depends on, what do we have trading behind us? Is there a lot of resistance where the market may not make a full retracement? Is there a lot of noise back there in terms of resistance? Or is there a lot of open space, in which case, if we start breaking down and we don't come all the way halfway back, I'd want to be a little bit more aggressive on those trades where, let's say, we're breaking down to a new low for the day or the previous day. Now, in this case, being earlier in the day, sometimes the market doesn't make a full retracement, whereas 30 minutes to an hour into the day is usually when you see that, usually about an hour is when you see that full 50% retracement if it's going to make it. So if we come down here, we can see highs to lows. We did get a retracement to the full halfway back, traded down a couple of points, and then the market turned around and we started to bounce. So that's kind of how I look at that scenario. Again, if you want to tune in live on Thursday morning, we'll be doing a live trading session, and we can talk about the markets. I can answer questions, and happy to answer all your questions and talk about the markets in real time then on Thursday. Then we'll resume the normal Tuesday schedule from there. So I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.